Hello there guys, glad to see you watching another video of mine. Hutch here, welcome back to the Pride, and today is your video of yesterday's game, the analysis. Now yesterday's game was very interesting, very intriguing, so many things to cover, tactically very fascinating as well. Let's start off with the most controversial decision, and that's Sarri choosing to not start Eden Hazard. It brings up the question, was this the right decision? Sure, if Hazard starts, we are more than likely going to score a goal. But with the way the game went, tactically, it was not only a bold move by Sarri, prioritizing Sunday's game and our race for the top four, putting his personal agenda aside and winning his first major trophy as a manager. By the 60th minute, the Frankfurt players appeared tired and couldn't maintain their high level of pressing that they had made so dangerous in the first half. Introducing Hazard when the Frankfurt players in the first half we were constantly giving the ball away, especially Willie and Pedro. They're not press resistant. And how many times have we seen this season, either we give the ball away and get exploited on the counter, or give away silly fouls, which leads to set pieces that we have no clue how to defend. Tactically, I noticed our fullbacks not bombing forward as much, which helped with avoiding being caught out on the counter, and forced a team who's used to playing counter-attacking football to actually try to build up from the back. Use Wolves for example. Whenever they face possession-based teams, which is the majority of the top 6 teams in the league, they've been marvelous. They've gotten several points from the top 6 top-tier teams in the Premier League. But when they're up against a Burnley or Brighton, teams who allow their opponents to have possession, they tend to struggle. They're not a team that's built to play that sort of style, to play quick 1-2 passes, to really up the pace of the game. I mean, right out the gate, they were looking to play quick 1-2 passes to really up the pace of the game, but our fullbacks sitting back a bit and allowing the space to, not allowing the space along the flanks and in behind to be exploited, forced Frankfurt to play long balls towards their wingers, which consequentially led to their players being tired by the beginning of the second half. Addy, Frankfurt's manager, was forced to make substitutions within his midfield due to the drop-off of his players. The amount of space we were given on the ball in the second half saw a lot of players benefit from this. One man in particular, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. This guy is world class, and by far the best player on the pitch, solely responsible for the goal that we scored, the equalizer. Because imagine if Barkley having that space, he would do nothing with that. He wouldn't make a pass to lead up to a goal to create the chance. He wouldn't score. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek being able to hold off several defenders and lay it off to Pedro, who finally took a shot inside the box. How many times have we seen this season that we create a chance inside the box, and instead of the player actually shooting the ball, he actually tries to lay it off, and we wind up losing possession, not even getting a shot on target, or not even getting a corner from it. But this time, Ruben, as you can see, this shot right here, this was about the time when he got his assist. He was more aggressive. He was taking more chances, beating players off the dribble. I mean, he reminds me so much of Yaya Toure. I've seen people say that they remind him of Kaká, of his, how a player his size was so graceful on the ball. I kind of think of him as a Yaya Toure. His strength on the ball, his ability to run at defenders, it's world class. Give him one full season, and I guarantee you that he will be considered one of the best in the world. Now I know that might be a little outlandish, but just he has that it factor about him. Like, he just knows how to play the game. He's our best number 8 already. Imagine when he has full fitness, because he hasn't been fit all season. That's why he got subbed off. I've seen a lot of people being mad about that, but it was 7 minutes to go, and apparently he had a muscle problem. So sorry, trying to possibly preserve him for the Sunday game, took him off with 7 minutes left to go. Off comes Ruben for Jovic. And by the way, on a side note, we haven't seen Barkley and since the Slavia Prague game where we were up 4-1 and we almost collapsed to 4-3. We haven't seen Ross Barkley since then. So maybe Sarri has given them the Danny Drinkwater treatment and the Gary Cahill treatment, where he told him, like, look, you're not Chelsea material. You can't play my style of football. You're not suited for my style of football. My suggestion is that you go and look elsewhere. So maybe, maybe just for the rest of the season that we won't see Barkley, unless he needs to feature. But the only scary thing is we didn't kill this game off. We created a lot of chances, enough to where we could have had at least 2 or 3 more goals. But we weren't clinical enough. And now with Sebastian Haller and Rebic being available for the next game, because Sebastian Haller, the second leading scorer with 19 goals and 12 assists in all competitions, he was injured. So we should be a bit more comfortable. And the occasion might be a bit too big for Frankfurt, but you just never know. You just never know with this team. You get some days you get a team that's world class or has potential, and then you get a game where we get beat 6-0 or 4-0 to Bournemouth. So you just never know. But that's my initial reaction to the game. What are you guys' thoughts on how we played yesterday? Do you feel like we let an opportunity to slip away? Arsenal won their game 3-1, so they're sitting pretty right now, and I would not forgive this team if they allow. To be honest with you, I'd rather lose to this team than go to the final and lose to Arsenal, But if we don't make it to the final, and Arsenal does, we will never hit the end of it. So let's try to get what we can, and hopefully we can get the proper result at the bridge and go from there. We got Watford Sunday. Look forward to not only my live stream, but me previewing the game tomorrow. It will be released tomorrow. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you're new. Like, share, and leave me your thoughts down below. I'm out. Up to Chelsea, and peace.